Hey, what's up? What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video with ScooterPie666 and Onmyoji. Today, we're going to take a look at the two new Shikigamis that are coming with the next patch. The next patch is supposed to drop on the 30th, I believe. So let's go ahead and go over those two real quick. One's in SR and the other one is in SSR. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so first off, we have Kingyo, who's an SR. So let's jump over, and she'll be available on the 30th via normal mystery amulets, AR amulets, and Jade after the 30th. So let's go take a look at Kingyo. That's interesting looking. Okay, so she's an SR. She's a support type. Her hit points are going to be an S, attack is a B, defense is a B, speed is an S. She goes to 116, that's pretty decent speed. Her crit blows, it's 5%. Let's see. She looks like she needs Azure Carps to evolve. Works good with Scarlet, with Resist, and double HP. Let's go look at the skills. First skill, standard attack, 0 orbs, 80% attack damage, plus 10% recovery of Princess's hit points. I believe she is Princess. Kingyo is Princess. So she recovers herself by 10% and buffs by 20% the attack of the summoned goldfish. If the goldfish is summoned, the buff is not dispellable, so you cannot remove it, and it stacks up to a maximum of 5 layers. So that would be a 100% attack buff for the goldfish that she can summon. Goldfish counter costs 0 orbs, so it's basically a passive. Every 8 times the enemy takes a turn, the goldfish automatically counters with an AoE 120% attack damage with a 25% chance of inflicting silence that lasts for 1 turn. That's not bad, but it's every 8 turns and you can't upgrade it. And then the 3-orb skill is the one that summons the goldfish. Summon the goldfish inherits 48% of Princess's hit points and 100% of attack. When an ally is attacked, Goldfish shares 40% of the damage, and this takes effect before Soul Edge takes effect. The Goldfish inherits the Princess's effect resistance once awakened. So if you awaken her, then he also gets whatever effect resistance she has. So that's nice. And then at max level, the Goldfish gets 66% chance to reduce 30% of the enemy's move bar when it attacks. So a normal attack will have a 66% chance to reduce 30% of the enemy's move bar. So you can imagine that that makes this goldfish counter really annoying to deal with, because not only will it have an AoE silence, it also has a, if this skill is max level, it will also have a 66% chance to clear their move bar by 30%. That could be really annoying at max skilled. So she seems like she's potentially usable. Yeah, I definitely can see some people using her. She's quick. I don't know. Basically everything that happens is based off of what the goldfish does. She does have a self heal. The goldfish, if her hit points are high, the goldfish will help block damage to your team, and it won't hurt your actual team members. So it's actually a little bit more useful than Soul Edge in some ways. So I could see people using her as a defensive monster. Alright, and then, let's see here. The other one that's coming out with the patch is Kaguya, okay? Kaguya is an SSR. Let's see, what does it say here? Oh, that's the skin. Kaguya, there we go. Okay, so after the May 30th, so from May 30th until June 6th, she will have a 2.5 times increased summoning rate chance to get her. If you pull an SSR, there's a 2.5 time increased chance that it will be her. So that is definitely interesting. So let's go take a look at her stats and see if she's any good or not. Okay, she's an SSR. She's a support type. Her attack is a B. Okay, so her awakened stats, her attack is a B, her hit points is an S, defense is a B, speed is an A, and crit is a B. Speed goes from 98 to 108, so her speed's a little bit on the low side. Defense, however, at max stats is 406. That's a lot of defense. She gets awakened by a wind. We'll come back to the soul stuff in a second here. So she has a pretty high user rating and OG rating. Excuse me. So I would say that makes her sound like she's going to be pretty useful. First skill costs 0 orbs, of course. 100% attack plus a 10% chance to take 1 orb from the enemy. Okay, so she can steal orbs for 0 orbs with her a 10% chance to steal orbs. That's not bad. I don't know if it's really a steal orb or if it just removes an orb from the enemy. It doesn't really clarify that very well. Either way, though, it's pretty interesting. Fire Rat also costs 0 orbs. 30% chance to recover 1 orb when an ally, including herself, receives damage. If it's an AoE or a multi-hit, it does not stack the chance, so it's just a flat 30% whenever an enemy attacks. Upon evolving, it also activates Dragon Jewel at the beginning of battle. And then, so you can level it up to +3. So it's plus 5% chance for level 2 and plus 5% chance for level 3. So it's a plus 10% chance. So it becomes a 40% chance to recover orbs when that skill is maxed. Yeah. That should be pretty. And so she's an SSR orb adder. So she's probably going to be better than the shiki. And her final skill, Dragon Jewel, which is what gets activated at the beginning of battle automatically, costs 2 orbs. Activate a fantasy land for 2 turns, in which allies will receive a plus 15% defense and a plus 10% effect resistance. In addition, each unit has a 67% chance to generate 1 orb before it takes its turn. Ooh. Ooh. 67% chance. Level 2, 5% defense buff, plus 5% effect resistance, plus 5% defense, plus 5% effect resist. So it will become at max skill, it will become a 25% defense buff and a 20% effect resistance buff for the entire team. That, even if you ignore the orbs, is handy. because that makes your whole entire team much more difficult to deal with. But it also has a 67% chance to. This might be one of the most useful support skills in the game. Okay, seriously? At max skill, this increases your whole team's defense by 25%, your whole entire team's effect resistance by 20%, and for the next 2 turns, they will have a 67% chance to automatically gain an orb at the start of every single battle. Wow. Yeah, that definitely beats the shiki, okay? Because she ain't gonna sacrifice no hit points for that either. Okay, so um recommended souls. Number 1, Soul Edge, because she's got high defense and probably high hit points. Soul Edge can make her even more annoying yet. Blocks enemies, attacking allies, which goes along with her passive orb gaining for when taking damage. Overall, Soul Edge, Kaguya increases the team's survivability and orb power. 2 birds, 1 stone. Another one, Tree Nymph. The soul is very powerful for PvP, especially to orb heavy enemies. This soul increases Kaguya's defense, thus increasing her survivability. Other than that, it doesn't have much synergy with Kaguya, but rather it's more overall team benefit by decreasing the orbs or the enemy orb supply. So she adds orbs to you and takes them away from the enemy. That would also get really annoying. Sea Sprite, with Kaguya's defense buff, Sea Sprite shield actually gets a convenient upgrade. This is especially useful in Realm Raid, where most enemies run double pull. The downside is that the soul's benefit is only for the first turn, so the overall benefit is not as prominent as Soul Edge or Tree Nymph over a long fight. In many fights, however, surviving the first round is so important, so Sea Sprite is definitely an excellent option. If you aim to be competitive in Tier 8 Duel, I would suggest G6 Sea Sprite Kaguya to mitigate some crazy damages. That's a potential. And then, so Azure Basin and Fortune Cat are a possibility if you need a super high orb. If you're going for a quick kill and you need a high orb count early on, you could try one of those. Although I would say it's a little bit on the redundant side. You probably could get by just fine without those. Although I could see if you have a very heavy orb dependent team, Fortune Cat would make some sense. Whereas Azure Basin would be if you are going heavy at the beginning. Of course, you're going to want to focus on her hit points and effect resistance to keep her going. It looks like she has a fairly decent amount of defense on her own. So she's gonna be pretty useful, okay? She's gonna become basically your best orb supplier in the game. So I don't see any reason not to pick her up. Alright guys, that's all I got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take it easy. I will see you soon.